everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for Simple Stories. I am using the new Simple Vintage Essentials collection, which is exactly what it says. It is a collection of simple vintage essentials. So it's not like a full collection like you would expect with a theme. It is very much an essentials pack. So it has vintage essential items that would work with many different vintage collections and would be great for older photographs, for example, but also classic ones too. So I am going to just stick with using this collection today, and I'm just going to and I am going to use the pattern papers that are in this collection. I have picked out a black and white photograph of my daughter, a candid shot, so she's not posed or looking at the camera, she's laughing and looking away. I've pulled out two papers that I like from the collection. So I must admit that I'm generally not a big fan of the colour brown, so therefore anything kind of sepia or vintage looking that has those colour tones I tend to shy away from. But this collection really is very beautiful. I say very, very classic, some great prints, some great patterns, and it has quite a few black and white papers, and black and white absolutely has my heart. I love it. This does look very dark, so it is a little different to what I would normally do, but I've enjoyed making my layouts, and I love the end results of both of them that I've made with this collection. So you can see that I've picked out my square photo. I've got two papers for the background. One is a black and white dot, mostly black with distressed white dots, and I've trimmed that down quite a bit and then distressed the edges to make a smaller square that fits within the background, which is a paper with numbers on. And I really love this paper. I love anything to do with numbers. Yeah, I thought that was quite cool to have in the background. So I've placed my solid black and white dots on top of that black one with the numbers. I've distressed the edges of the middle panel, and then I'm just arranging a few bits around my photo. So I've pulled out the floral, I think it's called the botanical bits, so the floral ephemera, the flowers, and I pulled out a few of those I wanted to use, and just arranging them around my photo. I've got a title that's an ephemera piece, and I'm just seeing how it will all kind of fit together, kind of creating a cluster on the right hand side. I've got a couple of film ticket strips and more flowers, and say the word smile. On the left I have a bingo card. I always really enjoy the bingo cards, but never always quite know what to do with them. I don't necessarily like the words bingo to show and I don't know. They've been around in scrapbooking for a really long time, but I've never quite understood them. But I do quite like them, so I don't always know if they need to make sense or not. So I tend to, tuck them behind photos and use them as layers, which is what I've done here. And as I say, I've kind of created this kind of diagonal line almost along the middle of the layout with my photo and embellishments, and then I wasn't too sure about how it was looking, and in the end I do actually move the whole design kind of more into the middle, so it's more of a central design rather than on a diagonal line. But I do still have a diagonal element going on. I'm cutting out two flowers right now that I'm cutting down so they're smaller, and I'm tucking them into that edge, and these go bottom left and top right in the end, so I do kind of create a diagonal effect in that way, and my essential photos and embellishment clusters do lean towards that too, because of the way it goes up on the right hand side. So that's kind of how it all worked, and that was kind of, I wasn't specifically trying to make a diagonal looking layout, but that it kind of worked, the flow of the photo where she's looking sort of down and away. So at the top right, it seemed better to build a cluster there rather than right in front of her. So there we go, it's all stuck down now. I'm happy with my layers. I've added a few foam hearts. I've also added some ephemera hearts as well, but I have outlined those in a black pen to give them a bit more definition so they stand out against the black. And there we go, all done. I've added some splatters of black paint as well. Maybe I should have used white, but I went for black. Yeah, I love how it turned out. It's a very classic, serene looking layout, which is kind of not what I would normally do. So it was nice to do something outside my comfort zone. Thank you so much for watching me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Simple Stories using the Simple Vintage Essentials range.